Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have lots to talk about and lots to paint. I can hardly wait. So make sure that everybody has a big water so that we are well hydrated, well on our way to our 64 ounces of water. And make sure that you have the brand new art printable, autumnal vibes. So if you're brand new here, if you would follow, like, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and be sure to share that. Debbie, I just saw you out of the corner of my eye. Oh, you're too funny. Be sure to share us with, you know what? I think that because of the time change, Arizona doesn't change. I'm always 9 o'clock Arizona time, but everybody else does. It's confusing and weird. It is. I know it is. Anyway, if you would like, follow, and subscribe, and share and comment, all of that would be so greatly appreciated. And then ask to join Stitch Along with Anne Facebook group and Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. I have a fun thing to share with you. Just 1 second. You know what? Just 1 second. My sister always makes fun of my slipper feet. She says I'm very, she can hear my shuffling slipper feet. Whatever, Teresa. Anyway, I wanted to share with you what came in the mail yesterday is my Welcome Harvest, my wheat pillow pattern and fabric. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to stitch it. I'm just mad for these scallops around the edge. Oh my gosh. So I ordered the pattern and the fabric, and I got them yesterday, in yesterday's mail. I can hardly wait to start stitching. So Valerie, did you get yours? Anybody else who wants to join us stitching? I'm actually doing the welcome fall tea towels right now, but I will stitch so I can start stitching the wheat. That's for sure. Anyway, I'll set that aside. So today we're going to paint on the brand new art printable Autumnal Vibes, and it's a fodder because you see like all these little bits and bobs. I created a whole bunch of cards that I wanted to share with you. This one I've posted on social media already. I used my my Roy G. Biv washi tape to fill the windows. I just thought that was fun. I did vintage papeterie number 6 for my background, and then I painted with my beam paints, of course. And then I created this one with the, look at that that needs to be glued down. I think because it's on something bumpy. I created this one with the pumpkin with the bow. You know, the big bow that's kind of all about the big bow right now. It's all over the place. Anyway, and I put 'Tis the Season because it's pumpkin season. And then I have a embossed background. You remember I told you that if I'm hanging with my friends and they have their embossing folders, I'm going to have a bunch of cut cardstock so I can just emboss a bunch of pieces. I'm just crazy like that because I feel like it is the perfect background. Anyway, so I have all kinds of just white embossed pieces of cardstock that I have kind of at the ready for card making. And this one I created with the flower here, and I painted the flower with my beam paints. And then I went in and I layered some paint. So I did another layer of the stripes. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of subtle, but it's there with that Topaz Lake. That's that new turquoise from Beam. And then, oh, there you can see it, I think. And then I went over it with my white gel pen. I filled in the spaces, my sketchy lines with my black gel pen. I layered some, I think this is Harvest is the background. And then Bread is the big circle, the orangey kind of circle. And then I did Harvest on top of that. So it's subtle, but it's there. And then I did some dots with my black gel pen. And then I went around all of those with my white gel pen. I'm just mad for it. And this background is a jelly print that I made. Who knows when I made that? You know how those go. And then this final one was this acorn. And I just, oh my gosh. So I've had this, again, I was at somebody's house and they had their embossing folders out. And there's this knit cable one. So I had done a couple of those. So do you see how that just kind of gives this perfect background? You know, I usually like pretty clean, like my artsy stuff is the painting, and then I like that to kind of stand on its own, and I just try to support that. Look for an envelope of jelly print samples. Oh, shut up. Okay, and then I have these envelopes that and I have this one that I think I actually have this embossing folder, and I just loved it. And I was going to put the pumpkin on it, and then, I don't know. So now I have to paint something to go on this. It's a goal. So anyway, that's what I've created so far with this brand new art printable. Oh, I do have these wings that I painted, so I need to paint something to go with these, because I was kind of I was trying to challenge myself to look for, to create with a limited palette. And so, you know, I love to challenge myself like that. So I got to paint something to go with that. Okay, but this piece is painted on, copy paper that's been coated with watercolor ground. So, good morning, Brenda. How are you? I was just showing everybody that I got my wheat pillow kit in the mail. So I'm going to cut these apart because it's easier to paint when they're smaller pieces, and I tried to leave enough space in between that everything could be cut apart. And you know me, I love fussy cutting. There's something about it. Some people hate it. I happen to be one of the ones that loves it. So I'm feeling like I want to do some, I really like the idea of the limited palette. So I'm kind of thinking about that this morning. But I'm also thinking about some some painted techniques that I could use. The trend of wings is all over the place. It's all over the place. Not just in art, but I've noticed it in like home decor and all kinds of things like that. I mean, Victoria's Secret has had the corner on those for a while, hasn't she? Tam, I saw you posted your cute voting sticker with the Georgia Peach on there. So remember I told you I got the lame sticker, the lame voting sticker. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. This is my lame one. I'm just going to tell you, I have gotten the same Maricopa County ballot sticker about at least 3 or 4 voting cycles. Whatever. But Carmen got 2 cute ones, remember? So this is the one that, thank you. I didn't wear mine either, Tam. I didn't either. I put them right in my art journal because that way I want to remember it. I want to, do you know what I mean? And this is kind of like our way of documenting a year, right? We're documenting artistically. We're documenting things that happened. Like we have, what was the one that, National Pencil Day, right? We're going to document our year, right? So, National Coloring Day. I wanted to, National Dot Day, International Dot Day, right? I wanted to, you see, I've started a second fruits and vegetable page because I ran out of room. So anyway, because look at that. Right around the end of the month, look for something fun to go with this. Anyway, so we got those lame stickers, and so I had a doctor's appointment so we always do mail-in ballot, but then we take them to City Hall. So I had a doctor's appointment that got changed, and so Jeff had a window of time that he could go down to City Hall, and we usually do that together, but we weren't able to yesterday, so he took our ballots down to City Hall, and I said, ask for stickers, and I want the artsy ones, and so, because remember, Carmen and Rusty got the artsy ones, so he asked for artsy stickers when he got there, and they were like, you only get those at the polling place. We don't have anything like that. But then the guy goes, because he's like, my wife wants the artsy one. But then the guy goes, give her this. This is the best sticker of all. So I was like, oh, I totally have to put that in my art journal. How cool is that? How cool is that? I love that. And I want to write that story down too, you know? Okay, so I'm thinking, I'm really liking this Topaz Lake, but I want to do a whole different vibe on this one. I'm feeling like I want to put those away for right now. I feel like these are kind of pretty together, aren't they? And then her new color is called Grasshopper. I'm kind of digging that too. I know. I felt really, like I was really upset that I had the one that it's the ballot with a face on it. And then I saw Teresa's, and Teresa's was just a flag that said, and beside it said, I voted. And you know what? It was a lame, it was even more lame than my lame one. Everybody take a drink. Oh, I have so many things to talk to you about. So, whatever way you lean, that's none of my business, because remember, we're supposed to have a secret ballot, for crying out loud. But just please exercise your right to vote. People have fought and died for us to have the right to vote, especially women, especially if you are a person of color. So speaking of that, so I'm at the dermatologist yesterday. Remember my dermatologist, who I call Doogie Howser, because he's about 14. Anyway, I'm at my dermatologist yesterday, and I have to get a little skin biopsy, which is unpleasant, but not horrible. Anyway, the young girl that was assisting him yesterday, there was a young girl, and then there was a college student who must be putting in some hours or something, because the scrub said the name of a college, and a local college. And I said, have you voted? And my doctor said yes, that he had mailed his ballot like a week ago. And he said, maybe that will stop the texts and the emails. And I said, I'm hoping mine does too. And so, so then I asked the two young people, and one said, I don't get into politics, so I don't vote. And I said, oh, but you should. You should. Because I said, I'm not a big political person either, but people have fought and died for us to be able to get the vote. And so it's a responsibility and a right. So you should. She didn't talk to me the rest of the visit. Whatevs. Anyway, so I'm going to start painting this flower. And I'm feeling like I really want to do something kind of funky with this. I want to do some layery mark making. But maybe I planted a seed, Tam. Spoken like a crabby old lady. I know. Anyway, but everybody needs to vote. Because did you know that Native Americans didn't get the vote until after women got the vote first? I know, but she was just young, Peg, and she probably wasn't educated in that kind of stuff, you know? All right, so let's see. So we have this limited palette. I'm feeling like, let's make that center, that pretty yellow. I think that might be pretty. And then we could do pink, and we could do the topaz. I think that's beach rose is the pink. And then we could do some mark making with the topaz lake, I'm feeling like. So let's work that water into that paint. And this is the first time I'm using this gorgeous color. If you go on the Beam, geez Louise, I almost did the wrong color. If you go on the Beam Instagram, it is such a privilege. It is. You know, in my family, we always took it very seriously. I told you, I remember my dad taking me to vote the very first time. And I was a nervous Nelly, and but I knew it was so important. I do not have all of them. This is a mere fraction of them, Valerie. And I almost bought more. And I did take my, look at that gorgeousness right there. Stop it. Right there. Look at that. Look at how bright and pretty that is. I almost bought more, but I did take my swatch. Like a picture. Remember we've talked about, like, just take a picture of your swatches when you go shopping, because then you'll be able to, you know what you have. I did, and so I bought some that maybe I had just had a dot card of, and I really liked the color, so I wanted. Oh, you need to get some. Yeah, me too, Valerie. I think. Look at how pretty these are together. Tam, you need to get some Beam paints wherever you go. I just love that they are completely sustainable, that they are no plastics are involved. I love that for our planet. And the thing I love about, and you know, I love pretty much all paints. That's why, hence the name Pop-In Paint Party, because I love to paint. Oh, look, a little bit got in there. I have to say I'm not mad at it. I'm kind of loving that. Maybe we'll try and make that happen again. Beam paints are a little bit more opaque than other watercolors, like almost bordering on gouache. Like this Beach Rose is a gouache. Isn't it? Isn't it, Peg? Isn't it brilliant? It's just making me so happy. And there's something endearing about laying color down on a piece of paper or whatever your substrate is, because it does almost become quite meditative for me. Because I do kind of lose myself in the process of laying paint down. As I'm sure you have all can attest, when I just start to zone out. Feeling like maybe I want to paint in all of my sketchy lines, and then we'll do something fun with those after. I don't know just what, but it'll be fun. Oh, I got a little bit more bleed right there. That's making me happy. So I was telling a friend how important voting is in my family. And we've tried to instill that in our child. So one time, he was a freshman, and right before election day, he realized that he hadn't changed his address. So he called me so upset because he didn't think he was going to be able to vote. And I mean, very upset, because I told you, we take it quite seriously in this house. Anyway, his dad drove 2 hours north to, oh, absolutely, Peg, absolutely. His dad drove 2 hours to NAU to pick him up, to bring him down, to be able to vote, and then drove him back. 2 hours. Because that's how seriously we take voting. We're not very political people, but I think we're just more, oh my gosh, this looks like such a 70s flower, doesn't it? And that wasn't even my intent when I think the colors are kind of lending it to that. And isn't that like the power of color, right? The power of color to kind of change the look of something. And the power of painting, I'm telling you. I just love the power of paint, of color, and how it can transform whatever. Do you know what I mean? Whatever your, whatever you're laying that color down on, you can change things in an instant. Everybody take a drink. I know, right? But I'm feeling like, shall I do some wings? shall I do this acorn with similar colors? That might be kind of cool. Oh my gosh, and this quote, a forest is in an acorn. It's a Polish proverb, and do you know where I saw this quote? You're going to think I'm a crazy person, but I always have a little notebook in my purse. Always. No matter how small my purse is. Keely sent me this notebook that's, I'm not kidding, like this big. And you know what? It's all written in. I write in all the fronts of the pages, all the backs of the pages, the inside cover, the inside back cover, all of the things. So I saw this on, you know, at the doctor's office, they have the TV and it has the information that just kind of blurps around. This was at the eye doctor. A forest is in an acorn. And I was like, oh, I just drew an acorn. That'll be perfect. So anyway, a forest is in an acorn. That was a last minute add to this art printable because I was like, oh, it'll go perfect with that. Anyway. I'm feeling like I want to do a little bit of water along the edge, and then I'm wondering if I add just the littlest bit of pink to bleed. I don't know if I like that or I hate it. I think I might be bordering on hate. So let's take our paper towel. Let's get rid of that. Now I'm thinking, let's do the same over here. Let's just come in with some clear water. Do that jiggy blend, remove it. Same here. Clear water, jiggy blend. Dab off. There we go. And then we can come back with our, I can paint over that a second time. Let's see. I think I might need to add, oh no. Well, I was thinking I might need to add orange because we have this pumpkin. And I really am liking the monarch wings, and so I'm kind of feeling like I want to do those monarch colors. Thanks, Kay. Let's do this. I think similar colors, and then maybe we'll do that teal as the background. I'm thinking, and then we could do the top as green, or we could do the background green and the cap as topaz like. I'm thinking, but let's do the centers of all those flowers. Grasshopper, just kind of a bright, a cool yellow. Look how pretty that is. So I think I need to let those dry and decide on the cap. So do we want the cap to be turquoise or green? Hey, Keels, how are you? Oh, so I was over at Carmen's the other day because she and I are working on something for the retreat together. And while I was there, she had gotten a box of Harry and David pears. Has anybody ever gotten those? They're lovely. Anyway, within the box, there's always a pear that's wrapped in gold foil. And you're supposed to give it to someone special. And she gave me hers. So look at this. Look at this gorgeous, look at how giant this pear is. I know. So look at this gorgeous pear that I will be eating right after class today. And she said, well, you might need to leave it out a couple days for it to get ripe. And I was like, oh no, I like mine nice and crispy and hard. So I will be eating it today. So thank you, Carm. You made me feel so special that I got the golden pear. What was the other thing? Oh, you know, I'm always on the quest for new and interesting apples. So I was at Trader Joe's the other day to get flowers, and I'll show you those in 1 second. But I did find a couple of, I found some apples called Smitten. They're delicious. They are so, not a delicious apple, but delicious in taste. I love them. I got some more of those Sugar Bee because I really like those. Smitten Sugar Bee, I had those at Trader Joe's. Then I was at Sprouts, which is kind of a health foodie store that's right near us. And they had lemonade apples. And I think I tried one of those with my mom last year sometime, but I bought another one just to try it again. We didn't think that it, well, no, that was what was the lemon thing that I got that I was like, that didn't really taste very lemony. But this lemonade apple, I will give you my assessment by Thursday. Because you know I like an apple a day. What was the other thing so while I was at Trader Joe's, the whole reason I went to Trader Joe's is because yes, it was the cucumber. You're right. And it tasted nothing like lemon. But I found out you're supposed to wait for, eat it really early or let it ripen, something. I'll go back and look. Oh my gosh. I'll go with you, Valerie. Let's go there and go to the apple farm. I would love to do that. I love apples. Anyway, so the whole reason I went to Trader Joe's on Saturday was because they, Trader Joe's, they kind of have the best flowers around, the best grocery store flowers. And I found that out on Saturday morning. So I've always loved Trader Joe flowers, but I went there because I saw a Instagram ad that the winter peonies were in. So I went, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see these. Shut up. Look at these peonies. Look at them. Just look at how gorgeous they are. They're so big, and when I got them, they were a ball. They were tight. They were tight ball. And now look at them. And they smell heavenly. Oh my gosh. So lovely. Anyway, so I had been there the day of, they are beam, Cassie. They are beam. Yeah, Rod, I'm telling you. I didn't think, oh my gosh, Brenda, they're so beautiful. So I had gone on Friday to Trader Joe's, and I said, there were no peonies in their flower display. And I said, do you know when your peonies are coming in? And she said, tomorrow. And she said, we open at 8. The person who is working the flower section, she said, we open at 8, but either get here right at 8 or call and make sure they pull a bouquet for you. I said, okay. So I was there right at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to tell you right this minute, it was insanity. There were people who had whole grocery carts full of flowers. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. I knew they had fabulous flowers, but I had no idea that other people were in on my secret. They must work events or something where they need flowers, because it was It was crazy. But I'll remember that now. I'll remember. 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. They were so gorgeous. I can't even tell you. And these aren't the only flowers I bought. I'm telling you right now. I will post the other bouquets that I got in the newsletter this week. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. So I like that they look like daisies. What do you think of, like, if I just left the petals white and I painted the background pink? I think that might be better. I'm telling you, Peg, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like, in the little flower section at Trader Joe's, I bet there were 20 people. It was, it was crazy. But I thought, that's good to know, right? It's good to know. If I need flowers, like, say, for a retreat I'm having, you know I love me some flowers. I think I'm liking this. Look at how much those petals are popping. Oh my gosh, you guys, this morning, good morning, Denise. This morning, I got the coolest shout out. ThermoWeb, who produces foil, like our deco foils that we use sometimes. And, I mean, they have all kinds of products, but deco foil is what we use the most because my printables are, if you print them on a laser printer, then you can foil them. I think we've talked about that, I'm sure, before. Anyway, they put out a shout out to Corbiere-Scott Designs today to come and see my artwork that is foilable. So that was a pretty big feather in my cap, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, look at this acorn. Stop it right this minute. Sorry, you guys, I just got all lost in my thoughts again. Painting does that to you, doesn't it? You just start thinking about all manner of things. Anyway. So, if you're feeling like you could use a little pick-me-up, go to Trader Joe's if you happen to have one and get yourself some flowers. Their flowers are so beautiful. They always have the loveliest flowers. And like I said, I'll post in this week's newsletter, I'll share with you what I got and what flowers they are. I do love that they're always marked with what kind of, yes, those tight spaces. Yes, Tam. I am having to kind of concentrate. But I'm also using a little brush. I'm just using a number 2 round. I got these flowers called Veronica. And all I could think of was the Elvis Costello song, Veronica. So I think I told you guys I'm going to see the B-52s in Las Vegas. God, I can't wait. I love the B-52s. Stop it right this very minute. I think I might want to do a second coat of that pink because I really want it nice and pink and vibrant. But I'm feeling like, let's make the cap. Shall we make it green? Shall we make it teal? You guys vote. Green or teal? I don't know. I don't know. Both would be pretty. So, you know, every now and again, I know, can you hear it? Can you hear it in your head, Pegs? Veronica. I'm kind of feeling teal too. That might be pretty, right? So especially at the beginning of the month, there's always these November, like there's a month, there's like all these suggestions of things you should think about or, you know, just kind of keep in mind. Anyway, I saw one and I started to read it and I was like, oh, I'm going to write that down and share it today. And, it just adds to my list. So, I wrote it down, and as I was writing it down, there's lots of good ones in there. Like, so it says, November, don't forget to, and then there's this list. Spread kindness, create your own magic, embrace adventure, enjoy the little moments, believe in yourself, and then it said, feel like a princess. And I was like, I don't know about that. Feel like a princess? I don't know. But anyway, everything else I really liked. So maybe if we just hold ourselves in a higher regard, maybe that would be feeling like a princess? I don't know. Anyway, everybody take a drink, please. I think everything is pretty dry, so I could come back. So I hope that you paint lots of these pieces, and then on Thursday, I don't feel like a princess. I was like, oh, that's what I get for skimming and not reading all the way, Peg. So I wanted to do some enhancing, so maybe we'll do that in Thursday's gathering. Because I wanted to do some enhancing with paint and with gel pens. And so, but nothing's drying quick enough because I'm a little too chatty today, I think. But we're also, remember, on Thursday, that's going to begin our Artvember artsy backgrounds, artsy papers challenge for the month. So bring your leaves that you remember. They don't have to be fallen leaves. They can, well, they don't have to be like leaves who's changed colors. They can be green leaves. It doesn't matter. We're just going to make stuff out of them. So, artsy papers. So we'll start our first one on Thursday. Don't forget that, this week is Ornamentally Yours. And so, we're going to see that I have a hard time concentrating and talking. We're going to, my class is Friday, but there are lots of classes. I don't remember how many teachers there are this time, but they, classes start on the 7th, I believe, this year. And, My class is Friday morning at 10 Pacific time. So, make your adjustments however that is. But you're all going to want to take my class because it's very... Okay. So, Cassie, I'm going to give you a bit... So, you need to... Yeah, it will. I promise. I will give a little gel pen primer on Thursday. So, come to class on Thursday morning, and I will talk about gel pen, ways to make your gel pens work, and then we'll use them to enhance our painted pieces. So paint up your autumnal vibes, and you can get I'll put a link to autumnal. Tam, can you do that for me, please? Can you put a link to autumnal vibes here? So make sure everybody paints their pieces for their autumnal vibes pieces, and then we will enhance them on Thursday with gel pens, with paint, we'll do all the things. I just like to, make it more sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. I'm just feeling it this time around. Thank you, Tam. So make sure you get your art printable and you paint your pieces, and then we will add all manner of things on Thursday. And we'll create that background. Oh my gosh, stop it. Look how cute that is. Let's do this. Yep. Yeah, that's adding just what I wanted. And the cool thing about gouache, which some of beam paints are gouache, the cool thing about gouache is that you can layer a color on top of another color, like I did on this card, right? You can layer a color on top of another color. I'm telling you, it adds this whole new layer of artsy fun. It's not translucent like watercolors. It's more opaque. Not translucent, transparent. But like it has its own set of fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't ever think like one is better than the other. They just all have their own set of fun. My watch says it's time to stand, but I've got a couple minutes before class is over. But maybe I'll just stand. Anybody else have an Apple Watch that tells them just when to stand? I was on an airplane once, and my watch said it's time to stand. Like I felt it buzz. And the lady who was sitting beside me said, "Did your watch just tell you it's time to stand?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Mine too." So it must just be programmed to do it, in intervals throughout the day. I thought that was funny. That's so funny, Peg. So did you stand up? So now we know whenever our watch says to stand up, we'll be standing up together. Right? You're not going to not listen to your Apple Watch for crying out loud, Pegs. Oh, I love that so much. I love that so much. There we go. Stop it. I love it so much. I'm feeling like this might be a cool page in my art journal. So I feel like, wouldn't it be cool to have coordinated pieces? So now I'm thinking, let's do the house, the acorn, the flower, I don't know, the pumpkin, the butterfly wings, I don't know. You know what? Let's do a pink house. Why not? We can do whatever we want. It's art. And does that remind you of John Mellencamp's Little Pink Houses? It does me. I'm telling you, everything is connected to a song, isn't it? Music is just so important, I think. It's the soundtrack of our lives. It's, and it's, you know, there's so many songs that are connected to things that happened for you, right? Like, I can remember all of the songs that I listened to in the car driving up and down Euclid Avenue as a high school student with my friends in Bay City, Michigan. That's when Rapper's Delight came out. Anybody remember that? And I tried to learn all the words. I was just having a conversation with our friend Charlie, who was over for Sunday dinner, and we were talking about liner notes and like how we listened to music so differently back then. That a friend would get a new album and we would go to their house and we would just sit and listen to the music. Like, we didn't have to be doing anything else. Just listening to the music, reading those liner notes, learning the lyrics to every song, A side and B side. It's just very different now. Not that there aren't people who are just as passionate about, stop it with that pink house, that aren't passionate about music. There certainly are. I'm just saying the way the general public listens to it is different now. I think it just might be time for a comfort book selection. Let's see. Underwater. We are where we need to be. We have never lived in the past. There is no past. There is no future. There is just a series of presents, one after the other. And although there are an infinite number of meditations and online tutorials teaching us how to inhabit the present, we already do this without trying. We always inhabit the present. Forever is composed of nows, as Emily Dickinson told us. So being in the now is something we don't have to work at. When we are imagining our future or mourning the past, we aren't in either. We are inhabiting the present, and only the present, because a memory or dream is remembered or dreamed with the tools and textures texture of the present. It is always today. Yesterday and tomorrow are also todays. But of course, when we talk about inhabiting the present, we mean something else. We are talking about how to actually enjoy the present, free from worries, to actually live in the way we imagine some other animals manage to, without fretting about what is to come or without scrolling through Instagram until our thumb falls off. To live, to launch yourself on every wave, to find your eternity in each moment, in the words of Henry David Thoreau. Though, to be honest, that sounds a little exhausting and maybe just a tad impractical. There are some moments that are simply going to be a little bit mediocre and unnoticed. The pressure to live so deeply in every moment could also make us feel like we have one more thing to fail at. And the irony for me is that I was closest to finding eternity in every moment when I was suicidally depressed. At that moment, I was agonizingly aware of being in the moment, and every moment felt like forever. A day was a lifetime. The waves of time I was being launched into were drowning me. I was underwater and I couldn't breathe. I would have done anything not to be inside the moment, to be unaware of the moment, to achieve not mindfulness, but total mindlessness, to fast track into a better future or hitchhike back into the past. So, for me, the aim of being in the moment is not enough. I want to be sure that being in the moment won't kill me. One key barrier to enjoying the present is the fact that a lot of us, me included, are completists. We can't just sit there basking in being because of all those unfinished things, those unanswered emails and unpaid bills and unmet goals. How can we just be when there is so much to do? The hardest dream of all to achieve is the dream of not being tormented by our unlived dreams. To cope with and accept unfulfillment as a natural human condition. To be complete in our incompleteness. To be free from the shackles of memory and ambition. To be free from comparison to others and other hypothetical selves. To meet the moment without any other agenda. To exist as freely as time itself. That was a big one, wasn't it? I sure thought so. Ooh, Carlos is a passionate music person. Interesting. I know, my poor kids. I made them learn the lyrics of all kinds of 70s music, 60s music, 80s music. I made them learn the artists. We would be driving in the car and a song would come on and I'd go, who sings this? So they both have this plethora of music in their heads. My kid and my nephew, who is always with us. Anyway, everybody take a drink. I feel like I need to take a drink after that big comfort segment this morning. So, I hope that, I know today will be a crazy day if you live in America, because of our election, but I hope you will fill your day with other things than election results, because we probably won't know anything today. It's a big election, but if you've done your part, right? If you've done your part, if you voted, then now we just have to wait. And so let's fill it with making art and, all the fun things. That's what I'm thinking. Make sure you go outside and get some sunshine on your face. Even if it's 10 minutes, that's going to make such a difference. This will make such a difference. Go for a little walk around the block. It doesn't have to be, 10,000 steps. Just get out and go for a walk. All those things. Eat a healthy lunch. Drink lots of water. All the things that we know we need to do. I'm telling you, Valerie, I think so too. I think so too. And so if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. You know, it's not the first election that we'll have delayed results, that's for sure. Anyway, I adore you all so very much. I do. So I will, oh, there you go. That'll keep you busy all day long, Denise. That will keep you, and you know what? That'll be the perfect distraction. The perfect distraction. So I will see everybody tomorrow in Stitch Along with Anne, where let's see if I continue to finish working on my tea towels or if I crack open that wheat pattern. I want to stitch it so bad. Anyway, I adore everyone, and you are so important in my lives. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang with me and make art with me, and for every purchase that you make on my website. Be sure to paint up your pieces so then we can play with them on Thursday. And don't forget Ornamentally Yours on Friday. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.